Good evening and welcome to another contest in the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank International Netball Series. It is Grenada, the home team, against St. Lucia, and they're expecting a cracker of a contest this evening. 5-2 Grenada. Their record so far this tournament, including a 6-1-12 win over Montserrat earlier today, while the St. Lucians have lost just one game. That was their last encounter to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who remain unbeaten. 43-57 was that scoreline. And so it's the world number 21 Grenada against the 35th ranked team in the world, St. Lucia, getting ready to do battle here. Here's the lineup for the St. Lucians. Shem Maxwell will start at goal shoot, Malika Destang at goal attack, Lakeisha Felix at wing attack, Vern Alexander at center, Lizzie Dorvius at wing defense, Jermia Marshall at goal defense, and Patrina Wilson at goalkeeper. It's Ricardo Chambers to take you through this contest, and alongside me, Safia Paul. And Safia, let's start with what you're expecting from the St. Lucians tonight.
Tonight I'm expecting that the Lucians will give the typical Lucia pressure, keep their game close all the way to the end, and then at the end, dominate.
Grenada, they have Letitia Cato at goal shoot. She didn't play this morning in that win against Montserrat, and maybe a little bit rusty. She misses her first and second shots, but she gets both rebounds and then gives the Grenadians the lead. Selena Brown is at goal attack, Tiffany Frederick at wing attack, Jamie John at center, Jana Caliste at wing defense, Celine Brown, the twin sister of Selena, at goal defense, and Camille Slinger at goalkeep. The coach for the Grenada team, Kathy and Gabriel, Donna Lynch Joseph, is in charge of the St. Lucia team. Grenada with the first goal of the contest, and they have possession. Frederick trying to fire that ball in quickly, but not realizing that she was firing it into a lot of blue traffic. Although Grenada will regain possession, they do regain possession. Frederick with the ball, looking long for Letitia Cato. Cato is well hounded by Patrina Wilson, and St. Lucia win possession again. Good defensive work. St. Lucia now looking for their first goal of the contest. Long ball in. And looks as if Slinger is called for the contact. And Maxwell fires it off to Destang. And Destang gets the first goal of the encounter for St. Lucia. We're level at 1.
There's a lot of energy on that court.
Good work in the mid-court for the St. Lucians. And the ball falls favorably for Letitia Cato, who sinks this one first time.
It was definitely looking like it was going outside, but that pole saved it.
2-1 in favor of Grenada. First quarter action at the Tanteen Sports Complex in St. George's, Grenada. The home girls coming off a 6-1-12 victory over Montserrat this morning. It wasn't ultra impressive, but they got the job done against a pretty weak opponent. Tonight, the challenge will be significant from the St. Lucians, who won their first 4 games of the tournament, as Cato puts up another one to send the Grenadians 3-1 up.
I see St. Lucia is getting a couple of hands on there, but it's not enough to steal fully.
Grenada creating turnovers of their own, but the St. Lucians yet to really take advantage, but still early stages of this contest. Cato putting in a bit of defensive work here, making it difficult for the St. Lucians to transition into mid-court. And then when they do, difficult as well to transition forward. Destang comes to the top of the D and now gets it into the veteran shooter, Shem Maxwell. And Maxwell setters herself and puts that one away for St. Lucia's second goal of the encounter. And now it's their center pass, so they get an opportunity to level that has gone in quickly to Maxwell, decides against the shot. They continue to work their way closer to goal. Maxwell now turns, she shoots, and once again she scores. And the St. Lucians level at 3 with Grenada, who now have the center pass. Their captain, John, looking for Frederick. Oh, Frederick does well to regain possession, but no replay called, I think. And they win it back in the center of the court.
They're getting the passes and then they're losing it again, so they're not taking advantage of that.
Selena Brown lobs it into Cato, and Cato puts up and puts in the 4th goal of the contest. One of the issues I'm already seeing developing for the St. Lucians tonight, they don't seem to like shooting from range. And the Grenadians will be looking to push them as far away as possible from goal. Of course, they are not very tall shooters as we're level at 4. Five, 4, Grenada in front by 1. But they have possession, the Grenadians. Long ball into Cato. That ball has worked less and less as the tournament has gone on. Teams are picking up on it, and they are doing a very good job on Letitia Cato. Now it's all about whether the St. Lucians can convert here. And the turnover, held ball.
These are definitely costly mistakes at a time like this when you want to take what you have, use your ball and convert, not pass it on to the next team.
Frederick lobs it into Cato, who is under immense pressure. Contact called on the veteran shooter, who converts the opportunity to make it 6-4 in favor of Grenada. And it will be their center pass taken by their captain, John. Selena Brown at wing attack. Here she is again. Brown decides to go into Cato. That's a lovely ball. And Cato puts it in as the Grenadians take a 3-goal advantage in this first quarter. Look at them put on pressure on the St. Lucians and win possession. This is a very good performance so far for the Spice Girls. Oh, the ball is given away again.
Yeah, each of the teams are getting an opportunity to make the mistakes count, but they're not doing that. Here we go again. St. Lucia with a silly turnover.
The errors piling up on both sides. Nice crowd building for this one, as we've become accustomed to when the Grenadians are playing this week.
Another silly turnover. She mashed the line. This is a big game for them to be making those types of mistakes, you know, rookie mistakes, and they're experienced players.
Maxwell was calling for it along the ground for Destang. Throws it in low to Maxwell, and Maxwell converts to the advantage now for Grenada, but they'll have the center pass to make it 3. St. Lucia getting ready to make a change. Well, they're making several changes here.
So we have Niger coming in for St. Lucia at center, as well as Vern going in for wing attack.
So Niger Ferdinand now at center. Here's Destang under pressure. Steps closer. Maxwell is calling for it. Destang waits on the infringement. Now leaves the penalty pass for Shem Maxwell, who comes up short. Battles for the rebound.
She gets another attempt there because of the contact on the goal defense.
Another one in for the St. Lucians. And it will be their center pass, so they're just one behind now. Long ball into Maxwell. That's a brilliant take from Shem Maxwell. She doesn't play like a year over 30. That is superb. Fitness, flexibility, mobility, still there.
Absolutely.
That's a woman who has taken very good care of her body. Kato away from the target, steps forward, misses. Oh, gets the rebound. She's gotten a few fortunate rebounds so far, Letitia Kato. And she makes it count for Grenada as they go up by one. Center pass coming in for St. Lucia. Ferdinand searching for options. Grenada really solid on defense here. Here is Destang. Really forcing the Lucians to work overtime. Good work again by Shem Maxwell coming to the center of the arc to collect. And shooting again and scoring again to level at 8 this time.
And the experience shows, very critical in a game like this.
Ding-dong battle. She just doesn't have the mobility to get those. They have to be perfect, and that wasn't perfect. Maybe at 35 years old, she would have plucked that out of the air, but not 3 years later.
You're right. I remember playing against her, and she definitely would not make that miss.
Penalty pass coming up for the St. Lucians, the wing defense. Jana Kalist called for offside. Destang. She's going to want to find Maxwell. Obstruction called on the goalkeeper. Camille Slinger, and Destang will go for the shot. No, she doesn't. Brilliantly done to find Shem Maxwell.
And that's what you want to see. Smart plays, short plays, be patient, and make the goal, especially on your center pass.
The St. Lucians have the lead for the first time tonight. Maxwell steps up and she can put them in front by 2, and she does put them in front by 2. The St. Lucians into double figures. They lead 10-8. Work for Grenada to do in this contest.
Of course, you know I'm smiling.
We've been talking a lot about a potential title decider between Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to close the championship on Sunday. The St. Lucians can rip that script apart if they are able to win tonight. They would also keep themselves, the St. Lucians, in tighter contention, as unlikely as it is at this stage, given that the Vincentians, in terms of their goal differential, they are so good.
Steal there by the goal attack, captain Melika Destang.
Fantastic steal. Oh, couldn't be finished off. I'm not sure why she threw that ball out. She was in position to shoot.
Off balance, I think. But she should have turned to the goal, right?
Yeah, I thought that was the better play. She looked comfortable enough and stable enough, but she'll know better for sure. Here she is again. Inside to Maxwell. Obstruction called on Destang. Now she gets an opportunity to shoot, which she does very well. Lovely period this for the St. Lucians. 11-9. They lead by 2. Center pass, Grenada.
That she's been doing quite a few contacts there, At some point, the umpires might do an advantage for that.
Selena Brown to Frederick. Frederick into Cato. That one was perfectly weighted for the tall shooter who scores again for Grenada. Grenada behind by 1. Oh, trouble here for the St. Lucians. They lose possession of the ball. This is a ding-dong battle. Both teams leaving everything on the line in this first quarter.
I love to see the energy. Very intense, very intense. A lot is on the line, right?
Very much the case, and the crowd fully engaged as well as the St. Lucians regain possession. Back end of the first quarter. St. Lucia leading Grenada by 11 goals to 10. Who are you betting on? Who do you think will go on and win this one? We're a long way away from finding out. So much entertainment for us to enjoy up to that point.
Can I bet?
You're not allowed. Ball advanced into the circle for the St. Lucians. Destang, I don't think she'll shoot from here. She's getting closer and closer. Maxwell goes wide. That's great experience again. Penalty shot for Shem Maxwell. Puts it up and puts it in. St. Lucia ending the first quarter strongly. They take a 2-goal advantage. A quarter that swung first. Grenada with the early advantage. The St. Lucians fighting back. And they close really well, and a great way to finish with a goal on the buzzer. 12-10, St. Lucia ahead of Grenada.
All I have is smiles right now.
Long way to go in this contest. Real intriguing so far. Second quarter to come after this.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh.
Netball. Netball. Yes, exciting edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine.
Getting ready for the second quarter in this intriguing battle. Grenada taking on St. Lucia, and the St. Lucians up by 2. Ricardo Chambers alongside Safia Paul. And Safia, what do you make of this one as a tactical battle?
So this one is definitely a keen tactical battle. Both of the teams are, fairly evenly matched. Expected it to be this close. And of course, for me, it's whoever wants it more is going to win this one, because either of them have the ability to do so.
Both teams showing that they really want it at this stage. Some say this is a battle for the runner-up position in the tournament. Mathematically, even if unlikely, the winner, especially if it is Grenada, has a real shot of going on to win the title. Of course, if it is Grenada, it means they'll have to beat St. Vincent and the Grenadines tomorrow. Well, either way, they'll have to beat St. Vincent and the Grenadines tomorrow.
Exactly.
St. Lucia now up by 3, and they have possession. So an opportunity to go up by 4 in this contest. Tremendous battle, this one.
Interesting enough, I can't really tell, what type of game each person is playing. It just seems like they're just doing their best to ensure that they get the ball to their players. In the first quarter, we saw quite a few turnovers that we wouldn't expect at this level of play, but maybe it's the jitters. And now we're seeing intensely they're going for the balls.
14-10, St. Lucia in front. A slow start to this quarter for the Grenadians. They have to find a way to step up and find some consistency. They've already lost to Barbados and the Cayman Islands, so they've lost to 2 of the big invitational teams. They haven't gone down to any of the tournament teams just yet, but the St. Lucians have them under pressure early in the second quarter of this contest.
I like what I'm seeing from the goal defense. She's coming from the back as well and timing it better, because she did the same thing in the St. Vincent match, but she was always late, so she was causing contact. But this time, she was early, and she's unfortunately didn't maintain it.
Yeah, Selena Brown well placed there to take the pass from Letitia Cato. Now at the other end, it is St. Lucia. Destang in a shooting position. Maxwell trying to create an option, but Malika Destang doesn't need it. A 15th goal of the contest for the St. Lucians. They lead by 4.
Yes, and Destang is doing well to carry her team as the co-captain, converting those goals when it matters.
John. Lobbed into Cato. Lovely ball. Cato easing off the back of the goalkeeper.
Defense is putting on the pressure there. They got a 3-second call. That means Grenada couldn't find anybody to pass the ball in time. And now St. Lucia has possession to try to convert that mistake.
Searching for those passes. Maxwell decides to go for the long shot. Doesn't go. Battling for the rebound. And actually, it does go in favor of Maxwell here. And she shoots and scores. The crowd didn't like the call. Looked like a strange call to me, in all honesty.
Yeah, I thought it was an outside.
Wing attack called for offside, and
that's a costly one.
Yeah, the Grenadians self-destructing here. It was Frederick called for offside. Oh, what a ball won by Kato.
But took a step up. The goal shooter maintained her distance. She has all the right to steal a ball like that.
And now Selena Brown, that's what she's been doing so well. She knows that the defenders will be on Kato, and so there is quite often a lot of room for her to operate in that circle. 3 goals the difference. St. Lucia's possession, they lead. Inside to Maxwell. Maxwell from range again. This time, nothing but net. And the St. Lucians up to 17. They lead by 4 again. Grenada really trying to take care of the ball here. Brown into Kato. That one is easy. And Kato puts it away for Grenada's 14th goal of the contest. Destang has had a very good game so far. Saw her for the first time in Kingston 2 years ago at the Americas qualifying tournament, and I think everyone there was impressed with this youngster. Felt that she had a long, bright future for St. Lucia, and now she has gone all the way up to being co-captain. That one doesn't work, the low pass to Maxwell, but the future is still really bright, and she's become an instrumental member of this St. Lucia setup as Grenada give the ball away at the other end. This is quite a match. Edge of your seat stuff. You get the feeling this one is going to go all the way.
All the way. Very exciting.
Destang is full of energy and running. And Maxwell is full of experience, guile and poise. And she puts up another one. St. Lucia back in front by 4. Brown, Frederick to Brown into Kato.
I was talking about from the goal defense. She's a little too late on that, but if she times that right, she will definitely get it.
The lefty scores goal number 15 for Grenada.
Please scoring the center pass right now. That's what you're supposed to do in netball. At least score your center pass. And then you take advantage of any mistakes the other team makes.
Is that always so easy, especially when the defensive pressure is on there all over Shem Maxwell there.
Laughing about it.
Yeah, Maxwell has seen this all before. She's played so many times for her country, so many years for her country. Now she plays, but she also helps to guide the next generation of St. Lucian players. And that is exactly what you want. Pretty sure the dream for the St. Lucians, like it is for so many others, as they almost got the steal and now they get it. But the goal for all of these teams, most of these teams, is to try and make it to the next World Cup. The Commonwealth Games next year, out of sight. Don't think they'll be able to garner enough ranking points to get into the top 12 to qualify for that. Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago from this region in pole position, but the other teams eyeing the 2027 World Cup.
Right. And so for St. Lucia, for instance, the goal is to keep that together and keep training. It's a fairly, half of them played last year, half are new, and so the goal is to continue on with that build for the coming qualifiers.
19-15, St. Lucia ahead of Grenada. Safia Paul knows what she is talking about. Led the St. Lucia team last year, was also in Kingston. More as a reserve at the Americas qualifiers in 2023, now retired on the sidelines and in the commentary box. Is it retired or inactive? Which one is it?
I'm on the executive now. I'm in admin.
Smooth transition. Yeah, Kato has to be careful here. Obviously, she is frustrated. And not just because of this game, but it's been a build-up of the last 3 games.
I think she was looking for a call there. But, you know, there's fair contest now in netball. Everybody jumps, and who gets it, you have to play tough. It's a little...
Yeah, for a long time, I felt like the attackers got away with too much in the game.
So now it's a little bit more. You have to play hard. Everybody's going hard.
If I go up and you go up, fair play.
Fair play, indeed.
St. Lucia have taken a 6-goal advantage. They're all over Grenada here now. Grenada battling back. And another turnover. Just listen to the crowd getting restless. They can't believe what is happening. Earlier today, Barbados had a terrific comeback from 6 goals down at the start of the final quarter to beat a tough Caymanian team. Grenada will have to come from behind to beat a very tough St. Lucian lineup. There's Destang putting up another one, 22-15. They're up by 7. What a turn up this. The Grenadians ringing the changes. Doesn't make a difference. The St. Lucians still get possession. We had to be taking hydration breaks in the matches this morning because of the extreme heat. No need for hydration breaks tonight.
And I'm happy the weather held up because we needed to get those games played so that everybody can get their opportunities to get their ranking points.
Yeah, the only heat here is the fire that's on court.
Absolutely.
Especially from the St. Lucians at this stage. Maxwell puts up another one, and she likes that. They're opening up an 8-goal advantage, and here's the chance to make it 9. I don't think anybody saw this coming, and the Grenadian crowd in disbelief at this stage.
I too thought it would be a lot closer, at least right now, and then maybe the 3rd, 4th quarter, whoever would pull away. But indeed, I'm happy.
Still a long way to go, but a lot to overturn on the part of Grenada as they get in another goal. That's a good way to start. Where I'm from, I don't know if they have this saying in the rest of the Caribbean. 1-1 Coca full basket. Well, that is what the Grenadians need to think about at this stage, scoring one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Focus on one play at a time. Can't think about the fact that you are 6 behind. St. Lucia now trying to make it 7. And there you go. Possession for Grenada. Nixon. Into Cato.
Goalkeeper again, too late. They have the right idea, but they have to come a little quicker than that if they want to steal.
Cato puts it up and puts it in. Now they are within 5. Nice to run this for Grenada, especially if they can convert this center pass. It's another turnover. It's another turnover. And this is what has really hurt them against the better teams in the competition so far. Those simple errors.
Costly errors, especially in a game like this when you're expecting to be a lot closer in points. More errors means that you just, you know, reduce your chances of victory.
Yeah, more errors mean you give the opposition more opportunities, and the St. Lucians are taking them tonight 24 to 18 is it, so they're up by 6, St. Lucia. And they have the center pass with an opportunity to go up by 7 and make it 25 to 18. Here is Maxwell. Maxwell shoots. Maxwell misses. Maxwell will get another opportunity. Deep into the second quarter, St. Lucia leading Grenada 25 to 18. 7 goals the difference. I actually think it might be 26 to 18, but we'll get confirmation. Yeah, 26 to 18 in favor of the St. Lucians. And I knew that because once it was Grenada's center pass, it meant it had to be an even number. So 26-19 now. St. Lucia in front. Wow, that was dangerous.
I see the court is a little slippery, or maybe she doesn't have enough grip under her shoe. One of them.
Yeah, we've seen a couple bad falls in the tournament. Wouldn't want another one. Grenada's possession. They are down by 7.
These surfaces are really smooth, so it's a challenge sometimes.
That's it. That's the end of the second quarter. An excellent quarter for St. Lucia. They scored 14 goals, while Grenada scored 9, and they have extended their lead from 2 to 7. What a second quarter performance from the St. Lucians.
Yeah, Lucia pressure indeed. Happy to see that. Happy to see them converting even on those mistakes made by Grenada. But I still feel like there's areas where they're making some silly mistakes and they could even tighten up and lengthen that lead even more. Grenada, I'm sure they're trying to regroup and figure out how they're even in this position, because I didn't even predict that this would be this way already. But of course, like I said, of course, I'm happy to see that.
Long way to go in this contest. Grenada, the home team, trailing St. Lucia 19 to 26. We'll be back with the second half of this contest.
Netball, netball, yes, exciting, edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more. The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature visiting teams from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, and Guyana, who will reign supreme at the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Go on out to the Netball Complex at Tanteen or connect to the ECCB Connect's Facebook page and YouTube channel for live coverage of the matches. It's netball action at its best. Excellence and empowerment through sports. Netball, netball, yes, exciting, edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more. The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature visiting teams from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, and Guyana, Who will reign supreme at the 5th ECCB International Netball Series? Go on out to the Netball Complex at Tanteen or connect to the ECCB Connect's Facebook page and YouTube channel for live coverage of the matches. It's netball action at its best. Excellence and empowerment through sports.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh.
Grenada versus St. Lucia, second half action coming up. The St. Lucians leading 26-19 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Can the Grenadians find a way back into this contest?
St. Lucia is definitely looking good, dominating. Just have to keep that pressure and they can be victorious.
Center pass for Grenada. Nice feed into Kato, but oh, the call against Kato. Oh,
Yeah,
Kato has a
footwork.
wry smile.
Because she knows she did that.
St. Lucia with an opportunity to pick up where they left off in the second quarter.
You have to be careful, though. I'm seeing a lot of passes not too clean. So that will give Grenada an opportunity to advance if they don't clean it up.
Maxwell free under the goal, and she gets it. Doesn't get the shot, though. A rare miss for Shem Maxwell, and a let off for Grenada. Oh, but she batters for it, gets it, and finds Destang, and Destang makes no mistake.
What a play. That's one thing. She missed, but she got it back. That's important.
That's the type of fight that you want.
So the wing defense hopped there. She already had the ball and leaped with it. So stepping, turnover to Grenada.
Kato collects this one cleanly and puts up another goal for Grenada. They get to 20. Slight applause coming from the supporters.
Yeah, the supporters aren't happy yet. They want to see Grenada on top, I imagine.
Yeah, they're certainly not happy, but they are locked into this one because they know their team is under immense pressure. But they want to help them to get back into the contest, to fight all the way. Grenada now up by 6, 27-21. Grenada closing down the options. Destang working overtime. Comes up short with the shot. Contact called against her though, and they were able to get a penalty pass, and then Destang put it away. 28-21. The St. Lucians up by 7. Make that 6 as Grenada score a quick one.
Yeah, that was pretty quick and easy into the circle for Grenada from this one.
Yeah, they usually score pretty quickly, Grenada, but not tonight. It is the St. Lucians who are flying down court and putting some quick ones away. Beautiful play, beautiful netball. That's great to watch. Oh, wow. We've seen a few of those fall to Keita tonight, and the crowd loves it. They know that Grenada needed that. 23-29, they were desperate for that.
Why the goalkeeper even went after that ball? It was hers.
The crowd has really built here, like it usually does when the Grenadians are playing. Maxwell missed her last shot. No mistake this time. St. Lucia get to 30. 30-23. They're up by 7. Grenada center pass. What a terrific batter this is.
Definitely. Great netball. Then again, the defender, great idea, but too late. So she's contacted, and now her defender is alone with 2 in the circle.
We're seeing so much desire, so much fight. And Selena Brown puts up another goal for Grenada. That's their 24th. They're now behind by 6. St. Lucia's possession, though. Here's Ferdinand, the center, finding Maxwell, who has come high. Gets the call against her, Ferdinand. And now Destang comes to the front of the circle to collect. Back out for Ferdinand. Ferdinand looking for Maxwell. Nice little lob in front of her veteran shooter, who turns and puts that away brilliantly. That's a wonderful bit of play. Change being made by Grenada. They're trying everything possible to turn this one around.
The goal defense has to be careful. Too many of those contacts outside the circle leaves her goalkeeper alone against two shooters, and that's an easy goal for Grenada. So she has to be mindful of that and not contact outside of the circle. She should just leave those alone.
Maxwell comes up short. Destang had made herself available. Maxwell decided against going to her. Maybe not the best decision, but the St. Lucians battle, and Destang will win it. Into Maxwell, lovely ball, and Maxwell now is comfortable in putting it away. That's 32-25. The St. Lucians remain in front. Pressure on Cato at the other end with every shot, but that one is comfortable for her. They are fighting indeed. Contact on Maxwell.
Maxwell getting battered in there.
All part of the game. Nice offload from Destang to Maxwell, and another goal for St. Lucia. They've looked more and more comfortable as the match has gone on, the St. Lucians. And it's the Grenadians who look as if they're trying to figure out how to get the job done tonight. And the frustration growing on the court and in the stands.
That was a bit of a dangerous play there by the center, you know. You have to allow the player to have space to land.
What a performance it has been tonight from Melika Destang. She's been magnificent for me. So far, the player of the match. We are in the third quarter. Maxwell to put up another one. Maxwell to score another one. 34-26, 8-goal advantage. Biggest lead of the night for the St. Lucians. Can they make it 9? Maxwell to Destang. What was the call there?
Stepping. So it looked like she carried it. I mean, it's what the umpire sees. It looked like she caught the ball already and carried it, and so they called stepping on her. Oh, but they got it back, so...
Yeah, they certainly did get it back. Ferdinand. Here's Destang again. And the Grenada defense, because they are so intent on double-teaming Shem Maxwell, Melika Destang is able to come to the front of the circle consistently and collect the ball in a good shooting position.
They're connecting very well today. You know, in the St. Vincent match, St. Lucia had quite a struggle from the mid-court, but they've cleaned that up, and it shows.
Yeah, Jamie John is back at center now for Grenada, their captain. They need a leader at this stage, Grenada, and this one is sent in beautifully for Cato. 27-35.
The best offense will always be the best defense. So if you pass that ball properly, there's nothing the defender can do.
Ferdinand. Destang. Good punch away. Maxwell got up pretty high there for that one. And we'll leave it for Destang to shoot. And she shoots well. She's been shooting very well tonight. 36-27. St. Lucia back up by 9. Oh, this is becoming quite an uphill task now for Grenada. They aren't closing in the way that they would have been hoping in this third quarter. If anything else, the St. Lucians are looking more and more comfortable. 28-36, 8 goals the difference.
I still believe that ball is going into the Grenada circle quite easily. So the defenders maybe have to try something different to give Grenada a little bit more pressure in the circle. But they're doing well on the attacking side, so that makes up for the difference.
They're scoring pretty easily, the St. Lucians. Grenada trying to figure it out. John creating space wide. Good option. Cato trusting herself, but comes up short. Gets it back though. Here she is now shooting and scoring. 29-37. St. Lucia by 8, and it's their center pass. Ferdinand, I think, has done a good job as center since she's come on as well. Here's a long shot from Maxwell. I'm not sure if that was the right play because Destang was open.
And you see that she was a little bit unsure of whether to do it, so she probably should have trusted her gut and passed it. But nonetheless, you get to try, right? And clean it up again the next time.
Yeah, the one thing about sport is that you're not always going to make the right decision. And you accept that as a performer, and when you do make the wrong decision,
you fix it up.
You fix that for the next time, because throughout the course of a 1 hour game or however long it is, mistakes will be made. It's about limiting those errors and responding well. Maxwell is trying to respond well here, but no. That is what St. Lucia will want to avoid, a series of errors. 37-29. Two minutes to go in the third quarter. Destang with an opportunity. (38-29) the Grenadians. Can they use the last 2 minutes to good effect? And look at this. They are making a significant change here. Cato is going in at goalkeep. Well, well, well. That means Cecile Howell is on the court. Grenada's possession. This is John. Brown did well. Brown does brilliantly. Is that the play that gets Grenada going in this contest? What will Cato do on the defensive end? It's probably just about putting some height in there to throw off the short St. Lucian shooters. Not on that occasion. 39-30. St. Lucia up by 9. They still have to be efficient on the offensive end though, Grenada, or else this move will not make any difference. And the St. Lucians have the ball again. Ferdinand, Destang, Maxwell going wide. Ferdinand presenting herself as a good option to play the 1-2 with. Low into Destang. And Destang not thrown off at all by Letitia Cato. And that is the 40th goal of the contest for St. Lucia. And they have the center pass. They're going further away here. They lead by 10. What a turn up. The 35th ranked team in the world all over the 21st ranked team in the world. Oh, that one misdirected. It's gone St. Lucia's way, has it? Yes, it has. The crowd doesn't like it. There's another goal, the 41st of the contest for St. Lucia. They lead by 11. Wow. Grenada need a miracle now. I don't think there has been a better player on the court than Melika Destang. 42-31, and that is all. We will finish the third quarter. St. Lucia are all over Grenada. This is a terrific turn-up. The team, third last year. They are looking as if they can be a spot higher this year. They are on course at the end of the third quarter.
Absolutely. St. Lucia has lengthened that lead from the second quarter. We're seeing some excellent play, some great netball. That last change there from Grenada, I'm not sure that I'm seeing a difference too much yet. So maybe in the fourth quarter it will connect, but there hasn't been too much of a change in how the attackers have been going for St. Lucia from the change with Grenada.
15-12 in favor of St. Lucia for the third quarter. And now Grenada have it all to do for the final 15 minutes. That's coming up after this.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh.
Netball, netball, yes, exciting, edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more. The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature
Is there any way back for Grenada in this one? St. Start the final quarter up by 11 goals, 42-31. We saw a tremendous comeback earlier today when Barbados came from 6 down, 46-40 at the end of the third quarter to win the game by 5 against the Cayman Islands. I don't know if based on how this one has gone, Grenada can really come back from 11 down. And the St. Lucians are looking more and more comfortable, and Destang is putting in one of the performances of the tournament.
And the thing about it is Grenada is getting some of those mistakes from St. Lucia, but then they turn right back around. So instead of converting and making, you know, making St. Lucia pay for their mistakes, it's like they're just giving it back to them.
There will be a lot for Grenada to think about after tonight. They came into this tournament with high hopes. At home, the crowd behind them every night, the best crowds we've had is when the Grenadians are in action. But they were beaten by Barbados, they were shut out by the Cayman Islands, and now they are being hammered by St. Lucia.
I noticed that Kato went back into her shooting circle as well.
And the truth is, outside of the first 8 or 9 minutes, it hasn't been close.
Definitely hasn't been. So St. Lucia is dominating, and I love to see it.
It's not shocking that the St. Lucians are winning. It is shocking the manner in which they are doing it, though, because coming into tonight, we knew they had the quality to seriously challenge this Grenadian team. But I don't know that we expected that they would blow them away like this. Kato puts up one. And even in that last shot from Kato is almost a feel of resignation. Those long balls just haven't worked over the last 3 nights. Every single team has picked up on it. Antigua and Barbuda, Cayman Islands, and now we are seeing it from St. Lucia. And even Montserrat this morning at times put in a quality defensive performance. Yeah, they're afraid to put up those high balls.
The defense is eyeing behind there. She's baiting them a little bit, I feel.
Uncertain. It's a 13-goal advantage, taken down to 12 by that shot from Letitia Kato, who is back at goal shoot, having spent the last 3 minutes or so of the third quarter at goalkeep. Not many times in netball you see a team come from 10 down at the start of the final quarter to win a match. I can't say I've watched as much netball as Safia Paul has, but I can't remember ever seeing a team pull back a 10-goal deficit with 1 quarter to go.
I haven't seen it either.
I've seen it with 2 quarters to go, but not
Correct.
one.
Correct.
34-45. St. Lucia up by 11. Destang looking for Maxwell. Call on against. Yeah, and Destang puts the penalty shot away. 46-34. Approaching 4 minutes into the final quarter. Grenada's possession. They just haven't put it together tonight, the Spice Girls. The St. Lucians have put heat to the Spice and made it their own. Another goal for Kato. But it is still a sizable lead for St. Lucia. 11 goals the difference. Lovely catch by Ferdinand. Destang to Maxwell. Maxwell shoots. Maxwell scores. St. Lucia approaching 50. They're at 47. They'll pretty much guarantee themselves second place if they win this St. Lucia. They'll also pretty much guarantee St. Vincent of the Grenadines the title. Even if Grenada pulled off one tomorrow by beating SVG, I don't think they'll do it by a margin that will change the outcome of where the trophy is going.
Absolutely. So St. Vincent, I see them eyeing down there. I'm sure they want St. Lucia to win. And they're happy that St. Lucia is winning. That solidifies their position.
No team has ever successfully defended this title. This is the 5th edition. Grenada have won twice. St. Vincent and the Grenadines have won twice, but never back-to-back. And the Vincentians look as if they will become the first. Even if St. Lucia didn't win tonight, they were odds-on favourites to take care of Grenada in the final match of the tournament tomorrow, that with this result will turn out to be rather anticlimactic. Ferdinand wins it for St. Lucia, does well to collect herself and pick a pass. Destang, Maxwell waiting inside. Maxwell puts up the 49th goal of the encounter for St. Lucia, 49-37. They lead by 12.
And really all St. Lucia has to do is score their center passes, and they're sure to win the game.
In tennis, you'll say all they have to do is hold serve. Keita scores. 38th goal for Grenada. Approaching 7 minutes in the final quarter. That means we have 8 minutes to play in the match. Grenada battling still. Keita takes it high. Contact call against the veteran lefty. Brown lobs it into her. Keita misses. No goal. She stepped out, Keita. I spotted that from where I am. Well, that's not the call, actually. I thought it was out of court.
It was an out-of-court call initially, and then Keita obstructed, so then they called obstruction.
Well, thank you very much for that clarification, because I was a little bit confused, because I saw the out-of-court.
Right.
49-38, St. Lucia in charge. 7 minutes to go in the contest. Here's Shem Maxwell. She's the goal shooter, but in many ways, it has been as if she's been assisting Destang. Maybe the new star of St. Lucia Netball saw this coming a couple years ago in Kingston for the Americas qualifying tournament. And you get the feeling that she is still growing, she is still improving.
She's definitely, Melika has been, you know, every... Ooh,
oh, wow.
What? I can't even speak. She's speaking for herself.
That was sweet. Netball at its finest. The St. Lucians are up to 51. And what is impressive about this performance is that the Spice Girls have made no inroads, really.
Absolutely not. Again, initially would have never thought it would be this far, but lovely to see it.
Yeah, you would have thought that at the back end of the match, at some point, they would start to make a run, the Grenadians. But no.
Because St. Lucia looks like they're well warm and well informed. Oh, good save there by Grenada.
Excellent. I think it's Mitchell. Back in at goalkeep. Battling for her nation. Looks in vain at this stage, but you have to fight to the very end. And if nothing else, the fans will respect that. Just over 5 minutes to go in this contest. (41-51), St. Lucia by 10. They've led by as many as 13, I think, in this one. Good take by Kato. In many ways, Kato has actually moved better tonight than she has throughout the tournament.
This one is an important one, so it looks like it put a little pep in her step.
Hasn't made a difference. 9 is the difference now. Oh, brilliant from Kato!
Kato, they know.
She's up and so is the crowd. Is this the time the Grenadians make a run? 51-43. 8 is the difference now. And if they can convert it, will make it 7. And maybe make the last 4 minutes interesting. The St. Lucians still odds and favorites to win it. But it's 44-51. St. Lucia center pass. They just need to take care of the ball.
Absolutely. They're leading already. All they have to do is take their time, convert their center pass. Now they get a 2-on-1 in the circle.
This is where you need good leadership out on court to settle the team down and make good decisions. That wasn't a very good decision.
No, there was 2-on-1.
Three minutes and change to go. Grenada in possession. They're down by 7. Kato is waiting for it. Kato takes it brilliantly. Kato shoots. Kato scores. The fans are on their feet. 6 the difference. Center pass Grenada. Kato waits for it. Kato gets it. Contact and she converts. The Spice Girls are fighting at Tanteen. What a finish. It is still St. Lucia's match to lose. 2.5 minutes to play. Relax. The word coming from the St. Lucian bench. Relax, they say. Here is Shem Maxwell. She has all the experience in the world. Just over 2 minutes to play. Maxwell away from the target. But she trusts herself. She comes up short. And it's Grenada's ball. Just under 2 minutes to go. And the Grenadians are down by 5. Can they complete the impossible? They are coming from as many as 13 down. 2 minutes ago, it looked a done deal. And in truth, it should still be a done deal. But this is sports. This is life. This is Kato. This is a goal. Listen to the crowd. 51-47. They're within 4 Grenada. Can they make it 3? No. Kato gets a touch onto it. And it goes out for St. Lucia's ball. 1 minute and 20 seconds to play. Wow, that's called held ball, is it? Here's Brown, penalty pass, into Kato, it's a no-go. And maybe that is the play that decides it tonight. Because we're into seconds to go. And well, I'm losing my words. I just don't think we have enough time.
Yeah, it doesn't have, that's the thing.
They've left it too late, Grenada. There's a masterful pass. Another goal. They are within 3. And we've got 30 seconds to go. St. Lucia's ball. They just need to take care of the ball, St. Lucia. Don't lose the ball.
A few seconds to go.
That's all they have to do. Hold on to the ball. 48-51. What a finish. Into Maxwell.
I must say, Grenada really made that game feel good at the end there.
Maxwell shoots. Maxwell scores. 52-48. It will be Grenada's center pass. That is it. Lucia pressure tells at 19.
Pressure.
They beat Grenada in a terrific contest. The Grenadians gave it all they had in the last 4 minutes. but they left it too late. And although the St. Lucian hearts must have been pumping, now they're back to normal. They win 52-48. What a match. That has to be the match of the tournament.
I gotta leave you, man. I'm so proud. Congratulations, St. Lucia. What a finish. Grenada really fought at the end there. Kudos to them for that. But again, it was just a little too late that they started to pump that pressure.
What a match, and what a performance from the St. Lucians. They built that lead. At no point did it look as if they would lose that lead, but boy, did they make it interesting in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Wow, just wow. Grenada can be proud of the fight they showed tonight. Coach Gabriel will no doubt be extremely disappointed. This is not a match that they wanted to lose, and it probably means that the Grenadians will have to settle for third this time. St. Lucia with that win, odds-on favorites now to be second in the competition. The Grenadians have St. Vincent and the Grenadines to close in the final match tomorrow night, but for all intents and purposes, that could be anticlimactic. Might be an opportunity for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to showcase their dominance and to complete an unbeaten campaign. What a performance tonight for St. Lucia. And what a match. Thoroughly entertaining. Yeah, I'm here with Nija Ferdinand. She played center tonight for St. Lucia, part of this fantastic performance. Nija, first of all, how does it feel to knock off the Spice Girls tonight?
Well, it feels amazing because it was, hard fought, well fought match. Yeah, we just feel really good. We feel really proud of ourselves, and now we just move on to the next game and see what we can do.
What was the plan out there tonight, and how well do you feel you executed?
Well, for the first 2 quarters, just go out there, play hard, come for the center passes, make sure we score our goals, and get the ball into the shooting circle. For the last 2 quarters, it was kind of a bit harder because we were tired, but just keep the lead. We tried to keep the lead as much as possible because we had a very good lead, so just keep the lead and keep the game nice and easy.
How nervous were you in those last 3.5, 4 minutes when the Grenadians started to rally and threatened your 51 goals at that stage?
We were very nervous, but I was very nervous, and we were very tired. And we had to remind ourselves that that's our game and to push ourselves. But we were really, really tired, and I'm very happy we pulled through.
I thought you had a great game as well. How do you feel about your individual performance?
Thank you. I don't think I played to my best, but there's always room for improvement. But the whole team was just backing me up telling me what to do since I'm a little younger and a debutant. But I think we did really good. I think I did okay.
Yeah, this is obviously a significant win for St. Lucia. You finished third in the tournament last year. It will likely mean that you finish second this time around, but we still have to wait to see what happens on tomorrow's final day. But how significant is this performance for your team, and what does it say about how far you've come in the last 12 months?
Well, it's a very significant game because we showed also that we can win if we put our best foot forward. And if we really just listen to our coaches, execute what we are told, we can win whatever game we come across. And for the last couple of months, we've been training very hard. So I think our training has really showed us what we can do, and I think we executed that.
Yeah, congratulations on a great performance and all the best for the remainder of the tournament.
Thank you.
Wait, we live?
I'm with Amy Nixon from Team Grenada. Amy, no doubt disappointed with tonight's result. A patchy performance from the Spice Girl, at least from my standpoint. How do you assess it?
Well, I would agree. We started off a bit shaky. I think we needed to fight from the beginning. We saw the fight towards the end, but we needed to have that fight from the beginning. I mean, it's unfortunate, but the girls fought at the end, and unlucky that we came out with the loss, but they did well.
It didn't appear to me like you had a clear game plan. It seemed as if you were trying to figure things out as you went along, a lot of changes. How did it feel to you out there?
Well, the changes are nothing that we're not used to. In training, we've trained to be dynamic, so we should, like, once changes are being made, persons are meant to be following and flowing into the persons that they would have replaced. So it was nothing new, and we should have adapted, but it took us longer than we would have wanted to.
What made it so difficult against St. Lucia tonight? What were they doing so well?
Well, I would say they were consistent and we were not. So I think that's how they came out with the win. We had a lot, as you said, patchy plays, like we were good for 1 minute and then making mistakes the next. So, yeah.
Does this any at all put a damper on that match, the championship tomorrow against St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Definitely not. We'll be coming hard and full force tomorrow. We just need to get a good night's rest and just prepare, change, regroup, change our mindset, and come back stronger for tomorrow.
Amy, all the best with that one. Take care.
Thank you.
Amy Nixon there from Team Grenada. They come up short tonight against St. Lucia. A fantastic performance from the St. Lucians. 52-48 in the final analysis. But at one stage, it looked as if the margin would have been more significant. But they rallied in the last 4.5 minutes. Grenada, it wasn't enough though. St. Lucia over Grenada, 52-48. That's how we leave you from Tanteen for tonight. More action coming up on tomorrow's final day, starting at 6:30 in the morning, before the final set of matches start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. On behalf of the entire team, my name is Ricardo Chambers saying good night and goodbye.
Netball, netball, yes, exciting edge of your seat netball is back. It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tanteen Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more. The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature visiting teams from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, and Guyana, who will reign supreme at the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Go on out to the Netball Complex at Tanteen or connect to the ECCB Connect's Facebook page and YouTube channel for live coverage of the matches. It's netball action at its best. Excellence and empowerment through sports.